Well, our morning's workout of parkour was a high-impact, high-intensity one, and for our bodies to be able to sustain such a workout, we need healthy bones and joints. And how apt! We are here now at the Soundarapandian Bone and Joint Institute.
Today, we were meeting with Samson, a physiotherapist at the center, to help us strengthen our bodies enough to keep us parkouring into our 90s.
The importance of the muscle, one has to know the musculoskeletal. Muscle supports the bones and the joints. So if you don't have strong muscles, the joints will definitely go into degeneration. So one has to improve the strength of the muscles. So what does a muscle do? Muscle produces the movement in the joint in a full range. So if the muscles are weak, your joint surfaces, they get into degeneration because of compressive force. So one has to give more importance to the muscles in strengthening them so that their bones and joints can be prevented from injuries.
So what you see here is an isokinetic machine. Now this machine is designed to test the strength, the endurance, and the speed of your muscle. So you'll know just how strong or weak your body really is.
So basically this system is a scientific measurement of a muscle strength. So the machine is connected to the dynamometer, where the dynamometer will give resistance according to the patient's strength. So the machine's resistance will be preset according to the torque level of the machine, but the machine will not give maximum resistance to the patients. So how much ever the patient is able to exert the resistance, the machine will adapt. So it's easy for the patient to give full range of movement, and so that the muscle strength is tested in each and every degree the patient moves to the full range. So that will be graphically represented in the monitor, and the patient will have a feedback. So how he is able to do the curve. So if the patient feels is very weak, the curve will show flat. If the patient is able to exert more pressure, the curve will be slopey. And if you have any pathological problems, you will have a kink or break in the curve. So the patient will have more education about his muscles. So whether his muscles are weak or strong. So depending upon the graphical representation, he will be able to get motivated and do better.
Now, Selva's turn to test and be tested by the machine.
Well, today morning while we were doing the flips, I guess I injured my shoulder blades and my right shoulder blades, and I guess the machine picked it up.
Muscle has its speed, the power, endurance and elasticity. All these things has to be tested in a muscle. It's not only the strength which has to be tested. A person who is an athlete, we need to test their speed. Would run for a long distance, we need to test their endurance. And elasticity, the length tension of a muscle is also important equally to prevent injuries. Otherwise, if they have short and tight muscles, they'll end up into tears and injuries. So all these things can be tested only on an isokinetic machine. So this machine is not only a diagnostic purpose. This machine can also be used as a therapeutic purpose. You can work out on this machine. So after a testing, after investigating the muscle, the patient will know their weaknesses. So in the same machine, he can work out to show the improvement. And once again we test later on after a few weeks, he'll be able to perform better.
And lo and behold, the results were in.
Considering Selva, he's a normal individual. So I tested his knees and his shoulders. So for the knees, his quadriceps and hamstrings we were tested. The quadriceps functions in extension portion, and for hamstring it's flexion. So both the quads and hams comparing to the left, it is dominating in the right. So whereas for the shoulders, I think most of us we are having a shoulder problem because of the postural deformities. Everyone will have postural problem because of sitting for long hours in front of the computer, or most of us we do gymming works in an improper way. So we take weights without knowledge, without proper guidance.
After the assessment came the therapy. Samson showed us some exercises that one can do to strengthen the knees.
Before going into any knee exercises, we examine a patient's knee. So we have patella, the kneecap otherwise. It has its own position and motion. Sometimes patients will have improper position of the patella, say it is instability of the cap. Sometimes the motion also gets restricted because of tightness. So these examinations we perform before getting to exercises.
But remember, strength in the knees is built up gradually, so don't overdo it. Give your knees some time to rest to allow the microscopic tears that occur during these exercises to heal. So doing strengthening exercises 3 to 4 times a week is enough.
Now, a few exercises that would help Selva carry the weight of the world on his shoulders.
The major muscles in the knee joints when you talk about is the quadriceps muscles. There are 4 in number: vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, rectus femoris and vastus intermedialis. All these 4 muscles, they join the kneecap and that is inserted into the leg. So from behind the thigh we see it's the hamstring muscles. There are again 3 group of muscles which supports the back thigh. So these group of muscles, say the upper thigh and the lower thigh, supports the knee joint effectively. And from below we see the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus, which also supports the knee joints. So all these muscles put together, they form the knee joint. So these are the major muscles which supports the knee joint. So if you are going to strengthen all these muscles, stretch these muscles, we can have a pain-free knee joint.
The physiotherapy department also has a fitness center that is used for rehabilitating patients or for general fitness purposes. But Selva and I had had enough for the day. Today had been a joint experience of overcoming all kinds of obstacles.
Being on the show Workout with Them was really fun. I never had a single thought about what Parkour was, but then in the morning when it all started out, it was all fantastic, mind-blowing, it was exhausting to the very extreme core. And then after that, when we came down to the trainings, the exercise sessions, and after all those workouts in the morning, it felt really relaxing to do all those exercises. So the entire Workout with Them has been total fun.
On the victimometer, Selva now ranks takes a risk.
Well, it's been a hardcore day, to put it mildly. But you know what? It was our mental attitudes that got us past obstacles that threatened to stand in our way. As the Zen proverb goes, be masters of mind as opposed to mastered by mind. So until next time.